Hello dear friends, thanks so much for coming over. I'm turning the stove on max. I've got some frozen onions in here. I like working with frozen. I buy in bulk and freeze when I can, but this I did not chop and freeze. It actually came already done in a little bag, and yeah, I have onions and this is what I'm using for now. I wasn't going to fry at all, but I think I'm going to. Just a little bit. There's a lot of water in that. I need my spoon. Shows how not prepared I am. But I've been working like crazy today. Anyway, I'm going to start with adding a little bit this black pepper. I'm going to season when I can. And I can always add more pepper later. We love pepper. I'm not adding chives right now. I made my own silly salt without salt. I went to, what's her name? Pauline. She makes silly salt, the original silly salt. I made my own recipe. And again, this does not have salt. It's a really lovely seasoning. It's got onion powder, garlic powder. I had to put the fan on, it's going to smoke like heck. It's really good. In here, I've got shredded leek and celery. I've got peppers, 3 different colors of peppers. And my potatoes are shredded and rinsed with cold water, and I have the water out of them. In here I have added a little bit of better than bouillon. This is going to be so easy to put together, like really easy. I'm using a small pot. I'm trying to cook less. I need some water in this, so because I put the bouillon in here, the better than bouillon. And I just want to create a little bit of steam into this and get some flavors going while there's just a little bit in the pots. Now I have the lid. I don't know what I did with it. Somewhere. This is by no means, and if you know my cooking, is by no means an authentic recipe. When I lived on the farm, my mom used real cream from the farm. From our cow, was strained and all that stuff. And we put the milk into the jars, and the cream would come to the top. And we siphon that off, and we'd be into that for our tea. And still to this day, that's my favorite way of having tea. It's so good. Just waiting until it comes to a bit of a boil. I'm honestly going to throw everything in the pot, but I have a secret to tie it all together. So I'm not adding cream. I'm trying to watch my waistline. I'm just trying to lose weight, but the healthy weight, right? And I eat like this, a lot. A lot. I eat a copious amount of vegetables. This kryptonite. But Paul likes potatoes. I think my issue is I don't get enough exercise. I know I don't. It's not I think. I don't. So anyway, I'm making a soup, harping about calories. Anything like that. Now you can do this traditional, but whatever. Still gonna be creamy, still gonna be good. A little bit in there, maybe a little bit more. So the cream is what really, I feel, is what really pulls this leek or potato leek soup together. And since I'm not, oh, 1 second. Well, heartburn like crazy. I just had some kombucha, that did it. Not for me. So peppers, basically because they're pretty and they have a flavor, I like pretty soup, right? I'm attracted to a very pretty soup. So here's what we've got. Take a look. And it's going to be creamy because it's going to have, you're going to be like, what? But I have to have protein in my soups. So I always work with beans. I become a little bit, I don't know, I like to experiment. I'm using beans, white kidney beans that are whipped together, blended together in a blender with a little bit of water and a little bit of this. So that's why I didn't put much of this in here, because it's in the beans. And I want to give this a good start to cooking. And then honestly, this wee pot's going to sit low and slow on the element, on low, in a little while, with the bean broth in it. And it's going to look and taste phenomenal. Oh, I forgot one thing. You can have whatever spices you like. I love thyme. Sage would be phenomenal in here. Whatever you like. I don't want to take away from the flavor of the leeks. Yeah, that's the right amount. Oh, it's very colorful. Look at that. Soups take a few minutes to cook, and then once you've got it to a boil, I can speak, and you cut it all the same size. That's the key to it, cutting the same size. Other than these peppers, they're going to flicker across here, just make it look really pretty. But once it comes to a boil, you're pretty safe to turn it down. Since I'm using beans, I told you I was using beans. It's a big soup. Down. That would burn if it stayed on max. So I turned it down. Look how thick that's gotten already because of the beans in there. And it does look pretty with a little bit of, I should have added the orange pepper. I froze those. Or I think I did. I chopped them up. Anyway, it's turned down. My smoke alarm will go off because anything to do with steam or toaster or anything, it goes off. But I have to put the lid on it. I'm going to add just a little bit of water, boiled water, because that's still very thick and could burn really easily. Actually, I think I want it like that. So I just want to say, this is what we're having for dinner. And Kimmy does a lot of meals. She's a really, really good Southern cook. She's really good. And she put together a hashtag called What's for Dinner, Y'all? And this is what's for dinner here. So yeah, you can have this. And it's high protein because you've got the beans in there and they're hidden. They don't look all lumpy. And sometimes people don't like that texture. But you know, adding beans to broth and whipping them up is a great way of having a meatless meal and having your protein too. Season it up accordingly. Put the lid on, turn it down way low. You don't want it to burn. And that is what's for dinner, y'all.